Hello, I'm Lauren Huffmaster, and I'm joined today by Sherry Ann and Carrie, who are cancer coaches. And Adventure Therapy is going to be partnering with their organization, the Cancer Journey Institute, and we're going to be providing our applicants cancer coaching from this point forward. In the past, I met personally with each applicant, and we talked about fear and isolation. We talked about how your identity shifts. But at this moment in time, we have a lot of applicants. And so we're bringing in experts in this field to support us as we move forward in reopening. This is our phase one of reopening for Adventure Therapy Foundation. We'll be beginning in 1 month on May 1st. And we will be providing at the beginning 3 months of cancer coaching. But we want to tell you what is cancer coaching. So, ladies, welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Yes.
All right. So I want to ask you, what is cancer coaching?
Well, let me start with, we call ourselves Cancer Journey Coaches. And the reason why is because there is what we articulate as two different mindsets within a cancer journey. So there is the journey mindset, and that is the one that we represent, and I'll get to that in one moment. And then there's kind of the fighting and the battle kind of mindset where it's like, all right, I'm going to beat this and I'm going to battle cancer. We find that one, it can only be sustained for so long, and it doesn't really address the whole part of you. So we are cancer journey coaches because we subscribe and actually kind of invented the journey mindset, where you're working on the inner parts of you, your mental, emotional, and spiritual bodies that are a part of your physical body. So that's where we focus as cancer journey coaches.
And when
Yeah.
I saw your journey roadmap, it was just like, yes, there is a visual picture for me to see in my brain because I speak to a lot of people about the process, specifically starting the year after treatment, the first year of survivorship. There's such a significant process that happens during that year, and your picture of the journey just captured it perfectly for me. And so that's one of the reasons why we're partnering, because I felt like your organization really represented what it is that I was trying to communicate well. I mean, communicate to my everyone I'm serving, but you're going to do it so well because this is all you do. You get to focus in on each individual, and I'm excited about that.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought up the cancer journey roadmap, Lauren, because that's our signature tool, really. And we're writing a book about it and everything, but we keep going like this because this is what the journey looks like. And the reason that we invented the company was because after you go through a cancer journey, you start another journey that's very much like the cancer journey, but because you haven't really had time to process what you just went through. And so that's oftentimes when you need the most support, as everybody is experiencing right now. And so that's why this is such a great partnership, because that's exactly who we had in mind when we invented all of this.
And you've been in business a long time, right?
Yeah.
Next year is our 10-year anniversary of training cancer journey coaches.
So you have a lot of experience. You've worked with a lot of people. So tell me, from all of those people you've coached, what is important about this coaching process?
Well, what it gives you is a lot of tools and skills for having specific conversations and being able to look at the specifics of what it's like to have been on a cancer journey and what it means to be a survivor. There's a lot of emotions that happen. There's a lot of kind of phases. I mean, some days you feel really great and hopeful, and other days you don't feel so great and hopeful. And so to be able to partner with somebody who will help you to stay on course in terms of what's really important here to look at, so that you don't go down into the weeds, or sometimes we're not our own best friend. You know, when we're going through something like that, we can be really hard on ourselves, or we can lose hope. And working with a cancer journey coach kind of helps you to stay centered and grounded.
For me, as a young adult and with children and have a marriage, it's very important for me to find the right words, knowing how to articulate the way I'm feeling to my children. So, in a way that they can understand, right? I'm not going to give them my medical diagnosis and all that's happening in my body, but it is important for me to be able to articulate how I feel so that they can remain emotionally connected to me. Otherwise, I start to build sort of walls on where they're allowed in my life. And over time, that creates a real frail relationship that can be easily broken. Similar things can happen when you're married or you have a caregiver. You don't want to overburden them, right? And you build these walls like, I'll let you help me this far, but maybe no farther. But over time, it's not sustainable. And so the coaching really allows a voice, an articulation, words you can use, ways you can describe it, metaphors you can talk about, so that when you're feeling a certain way, you can express it. And we can learn that these moments, the bad moments don't last forever, and really the good moments don't last forever either. We have to find our balance through it all, but we want to do that together. We don't want to do it. It's not any good if I alone learn to heal from this cancer experience. My whole family has to do that in order for us together to move forward. And adventure therapy, we're so interested in these multi-generational relationships. The cancer impacts all of it. And so your organization and the work you're doing really feeds into that.
Absolutely. I love that you brought up like needing different things for different individuals within your family unit, and being able to be uh, willing and able and educated to know how to address the different, your husband, your parents, your children. So we have not only the cancer journey roadmap, we have a lot of maps, and that lets you have almost like visual aids, to help explain things. Like we have the tiers of emotions that help us talk about what are emotions and what emotions are you feeling, and actually allows us to make friends with our emotions, so that when we are talking about it, it's not the scary, hairy monster underneath the bed. It's like, okay, so this is an emotion and we get to feel and we get to talk on that level, which I got to say, when I was a little and actually a young adult, I didn't have that. So trying to articulate my own cancer experience and what I was feeling was scary and confusing.
Yeah.
Definitely. And I think even as an adult, especially when you're entering uncharted waters, right? There's no one who can really teach you how to do it well. You have to figure it out on the way. These kinds of tools just give you options. Pull out if one tool is not working, you pull out something different, right? And you just keep trying until it unfolds and you can grow as a family together and find that emotional restoration as you continue on your journey. So I just have a question. I know that Adventure Therapy is partnering with you, and so we're going to create a very special kind of relationship between your coaches and the applicants that I have. So what would an applicant expect when they're partnered with one of your coaches?
So first off, if I could take this, Carrie, first off, your individual will be matched with somebody that is kind of a close experience. So if it's a caregiver that is part of the program, then we're going to try to match them with a caregiver. If it's a cancer individual, cancer patient or survivor, then we'll try to match them with that, so that there is at least a commonality. And then for 3 months, they're going to be they'll partner as client and coach. And so what we'll do is we will teach, you will be taught some of our maps, 3 actually, because it's a 3-month program. So you'll get training on the map, and then you'll have your individual connection session time with your coach to actually ask questions, to process what's going on, to just feel like, okay, I'm being stirred up with this tool, and then I can share it with my family, so that we all have this common platform to talk from.
It's really helpful to have the diagrams and maps that we have, because you can first of all, you can find yourself on it, but then when you're using it in conversation or you're sharing, you can say, well, I'm here, where do you think you are? And it gives people a common language. And because all of our coaches have walked this journey. they have been on this journey. And that's something that's really important to us, because we want there to be an automatic, it doesn't even need to be stated, but an automatic understanding that where people can meet on.
Right.
And I think that's very common when survivors meet other survivors who have a similar experience. They don't even have to explain it. They can just express some like half thought. And when you're like, oh, I've had that half thought before too, I know what you're doing. So that is a very common experience. So all of this is going to be wrapped up, and all the applicants to Adventure Therapy will have the opportunity to go through this coaching for 3 months. And it is our heart that you choose to participate and you follow the course. And then at the end of the 3 months, you'll receive your retreat. And it's on that retreat, you'll have these tools and you can go away with your family, just your family, on an all expense paid adventure retreat to the mountains somewhere, or the beach if you're a beach person, but I'm a mountain person, so mountains. And you will have moments with your family where you can talk about it. You've been given the tools, now you're given the opportunity, and you have time to talk, and you can sort of unpack some of the emotions that have happened, unpack some of the hurts that haven't been expressed, and just know that it's okay to unpack those, because the only way for you guys to move forward as a healthy family is to release some of those burdens from the season of cancer. And me, as a metastatic breast cancer survivor, if that's a thing, then I also need that from my family. Like, even if I'm not done with my cancer experience, it is something I'm just always needing to work through, right? We always need to be unpacking the hurts so that we can live in a fresh, in an exciting time, and not just be defined by those hurts. And I know it's very easy to feel like maybe it's not okay to laugh or to have fun, or, because you just have so much of the burdens that you carry. But as you begin to release those and let other people into your life, let your family back into your life, you'll feel alive in a way that you're able to re-engage. And you may realize you have been holding back over the years of treatment. And so this is just a new opportunity for you to re-engage with your family, allow them permission to re-engage with you, tell you the hurtful things that they've experienced, whether it's fun to hear them or not. We all just need to say them out loud. And then as that retreat comes to a close, you can go home, go back to life, but have sort of this new beginning, this milestone moment you can carry with you. You can begin again. And from that point on, hopefully move toward a restorative relationship, restorative feeling, and find purpose in your cancer story, because that purpose is so important. It creates a trajectory for you to point to, and that trajectory leads you back to strength. And so thank you, ladies, for being with me today. Do you guys have any final comments? Anything you want to say?
Oh, we're just so excited about this partnership, Lauren. And it feels like a match made in heaven. So divinely
I
guided.
think it's the beginning of a wonderful adventure. Thank you.
It is. And I was so glad to meet each of you as well. I think this is a wonderful opportunity. It's a perfect collaboration. And I'm so excited to release your services to the clients who've come to me. So thank you, ladies. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me at lauren@adventurefound.org. But otherwise, we're going to keep giving you more information about the coaching process so that you're prepared. And if you're an applicant, we look forward to serving you starting May 1st. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.